Today is June 11th. It is Sunday, 7:12 a.m. Welcome to another episode of Crypto Wars. Let's take a look at the markets. Today, we have Gridcoin at the top of the charts. For those who have been watching my page, I have been recommending Gridcoin for quite a while. You can find my Gridcoin videos. Gridcoin is a pretty cool tech. The fact that you could trade computing power for crypto, I think, computing power for scientific research for crypto, I think that is a wonderful idea. In the last, I think, 2 weeks, it's almost up 200%. Just about. So, I mean, if you want to do research on Grid, there's not too much videos on Gridcoin on YouTube. It's pretty straightforward. It's involved with the BOINC project, and basically what they do is they study, they use your computing power to study astronomy, space, and all types of scientific research. I really don't know all of it, but I just love coins that actually contribute to society directly. I think a lot of coins are good blockchains, but they don't serve a lot of utility, where Gridcoin clearly does that. I sold some more Gridcoin for peer coins on this pump. Nothing against Gridcoin. I think it's going to continue to rise. Probably because I sold some, it's going to rise even more. You know how that works. But yeah, so, Ether, I want to talk about, so I just want to mention the Gridcoin real quick. If you want to have more information or watch more videos on Gridcoin, you could find other videos. I've kind of exhausted the topic a little bit, so. But yeah, Ether is running up next to Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin might become an altcoin soon. Imagine that. Then we'll say Bitcoin's an altcoin. That's kind of crazy, right? I mean, who would have thought that would have happened in the beginning of 2017? I'm not surprised that Ether is going to pass Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is just, it's not failing. It's not failing. Like, Bitcoin will never really fail, but it's definitely going through some problems, obviously. It has a lot of turbulence, and I think that's why the altcoins are having so much success this year, especially in this, crypto boom. I don't say crypto bubble because it's not a bubble yet. When it is a bubble, I will say crypto bubble, but it's not a bubble yet, so it's a boom. So Ether. Price predictions on Ether. I really don't have a price prediction on Ether. I can only imagine it going so much higher. I think when crypto does correct, I think it's going to fall really hard. I think a lot of people getting on the end are going to lose a lot of money. But that's with anything, I think it is more blown up than people know. I mean, you have to understand that there is a lot of people holding a lot of Ether, and when they decide to sell, it's going to come down hard. So I think it's just something to consider if you're new in the space. I wouldn't buy Ether if you're new in the space. I would move into Peercoin. And if you have Ether, I would move a little bit into Peercoin too. The reason I'm so fond of Peercoin is because of its peer-to-peer network. It was the first coin ever with proof of stake, which actually solves a lot of the problems right now, the mining problems and the centralization problems that Bitcoin's going through. Yeah. So, I mean, Gridcoin's at the top of the charts, by a long shot right now. It's pretty awesome. I'm really happy for the Gridcoin people. I could tell that the Gridcoin team is really hard working. If you ever listen to Beyond Bitcoin, I've listened to Beyond Bitcoin a lot of times, and whenever the Gridcoin guy comes on, he just sounds super intelligent. I can't even explain it. The shit they talk about, I don't even understand half the time. That's when it's good crypto, So, yeah, I mean, what is there to say? Cheers to Gridcoin going up. It's pretty awesome. What can I say? I'm not surprised. Another coin, top of the charts on my recommendation. I don't know. It's not that, I'm not taking the glory for Gridcoin, because really you got to give it to the team, the Gridcoin team that's been working really hard over the last however many years. So congratulations to them. I know they have a good community on Steemit. You guys are watching this, congratulations to you. I think you guys have a really bright future, and I just love the idea of a coin contributing to society directly through scientific research. I think there's a lot of people that don't really know a lot about crypto but would be really interested in Gridcoin because they're interested in science and things like that. And and I wouldn't necessarily buy on this pump because it does seem like it's going to correct soon, but it's going to go up a lot more long term. Yeah, so, and when it comes to the total coin market cap, my evaluation was 200 million max. As time goes on, the future becomes more clear and clear. Right now we're at 110. I think I still stick to that 200 max, but I'm shading more towards not selling as much as soon. Like, I thought I was going to sell more at like 125. I'm definitely going to sell some once it hits 125. Probably a quarter of my position. I'll probably stick to that. But I'm definitely going to stick to the other evaluation I had once the market cap hits 125. Depending on where my coins are too. It depends on what's going on during the day. I like to sell when my coins are going up that specific day. I'm not going to just sell at 125 when all my coins are stable, because I think it's going to max out at 200 billion. So that's my number. That's my guess. At that point, I will be putting majority of my investments and portfolio into gold mining stocks and silver mining stocks. But in the meantime, crypto is still very bullish. I think it's going to be for the next month or two. I actually think what's going to happen is there's going to be a huge Bitcoin run-up before this SegWit, right? There's going to be this huge Bitcoin run-up before this SegWit. This is what's going to happen. Then the day it SegWit witness, there's going to be so much media hype, right? See, buy on the rumor, sell on the news. Buy on the rumor, sell on the news, right? So you're buying on the rumor of SegWit, and then once the news hits, I think crypto is going to see a massive correction after SegWit. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to rise until SegWit, and it's going to boost on SegWit. Everyone's going to think, oh, SegWit's going to go to $1 million, this and that, and then it's going to crash like that. But not a lot. Like, it's always going to be a great investment, obviously. But I think once you hit that BIP 148, I think we're going to see a correction just due to all the hype. I always find that things crash the day of the news. Buy on the rumor, sell on the news. We've all heard that before, and it's always kind of true. So that's kind of my speculation, and just what's going on in the space today. Everyone who bought Gridcoin, you're happy. Congratulations to the Gridcoin team. I know those guys deserve it. All the Beyond Bitcoin mentions, they're all pretty hard working. I don't think they get enough the credit they deserve. So not that they don't get credit they deserve, but they do, and they are today at least. And so I think it's a bright future for them and that community. So congrats again, and that's all I gotta say. Peace. Remember, a love for money is the root of all evil. Peace.